Hey, good morning. I want to share with you three simple ways to be much more productive in the work that you're doing. I'm assuming, by the way, when you're watching this, that you're either in college where you have a bunch of assignments that could take hours on end to complete, or you work a job, which is like 8 hours of work and breaks in between and all that stuff. And the first thing you want to do is obviously break that up into chunks of time. I'm sure you know that you cannot just sit and say, I'm going to work for 5, 6, 7 hours straight and expect to actually be productive and not get distracted. However, people grossly overestimate how much time they can actually sit and stay focused on something. I would say, if you're a beginner, which you probably are, is just say, okay, I'm going to work for the next 30 minutes. That's it, and then take a break. Start with a small amount of time, then build it up just like that. So let's say you get your job starts, it's 9:30, or you get to the library early after class or whatever, and it is now also 9:30. Tell yourself, okay, until 10, I am just gonna work and not get distracted and think about anything else. And with this, what you wanna do is keep your phone outside of your line of sight, and you shouldn't be able to feel it on you either. So it's either gonna be, most people put their phone just right in front of them, in front of their laptop, or it's in their pocket. Move it out of your line of sight somewhere you can't feel. So ideally your backpack behind the chair behind you. If you're working in your room, under your blanket or whatever. And what you'll find is when you encounter a difficult problem, you're working and it's like, what's the answer to this? Or how should I solve this? And when your brain immediately just like, oh, I don't know the answer to this, it just instinctively tends to grab our phones for like a small dopamine release and to distance ourselves from the problem. But this obviously derails your train of thought. It's just a few minutes to get back into that focused work state. So make sure you cannot see or feel your phone. That's number one. I guarantee you, just by doing this, and it blows my mind that so many people are trying to work and get stuff done when their phone is right in front of them. It's gonna seriously halt your productivity. So start with that. Now, the second thing I mentioned was to actually break it up into chunks of time. And that's because what you'll find is that we've been so distracted in the modern world through, just the constant context switches when we're scrolling through social media and just being able to have so many distractions and without boredom on our fingertips. It's very hard to stay focused for long periods of time. That's why I said break it up into chunks. Give yourself 30 minutes of work. Take a break, 10 minutes, do something else. Read for a little bit, do some miscellaneous work, check some dumb emails, and then say, okay, after that, I'm gonna get back to my focus state. You should at least have 2 breaks, I'd say, so maybe rest for 10 minutes on something, and then just spend 10 minutes kind of just walking around, getting a quick drink of water, maybe just a really quick bite of food, and then get back to your work. Even the Pomodoro IDPD, people say, okay, work for 30 minutes, rest for 10, work for 30, rest for 10. It's not as efficient. You need a little bit more rest for your mind than just 10 minutes. So do 2 things, ideally 2 different things, and then get back to your work. And what you'll find is, okay, day after day after day, even 30 minutes is going to be hard for most people. But if you can stick to it, then over time, you can then say 31 minutes, 35 minutes, 34 minutes, 38 minutes. Yeah, I think I went backwards for a second. But yeah, you're building up with time. Because this idea, people say, okay, I'm just going to work for an hour and a half. Not reality. That just does not happen. So start small and work your way up. I think the max people can normally do is 90 minutes without just getting too bored or too unfocused or lazy in their work. So start small, build up from there. Now, once you set a time, say 30 minutes to start off with, you want to also this is a big one, set a timer on your computer that you can constantly visually see. So for me, I have a MacBook. I just went to the Apple store and I just downloaded some timer, OS timer. It can't be too hard for Windows or if you have a different kind of whatever. It's super simple. Just download a timer and make sure it's one of those timers that is always visible on the screen. It's not going to go away or hide behind a browser window. Always visible. Have it in the corner. And just by doing this, you're enforcing Parkinson's law. And Parkinson's law states that work allocates to expand the time it's been given. What that means, if you just tell yourself, okay, I'm going to write this one essay and I have 4 weeks to get it done, it'll get done in 4 weeks. If you say 3 weeks, you'll get the same quality of work in just a shortened amount of time. You say 2 weeks, same quality of work, and you'll get it done in 2 weeks. Obviously, if you say, okay, I have to give myself 10 seconds to get it done, it's not going to happen that quickly. But generally, most people, when they know they have more time to get something done, they just don't get as much done. So when you have this timer set, you say, okay, I only have 30 minutes, your brain is thinking that, so you just automatically start being more productive, things start happening done faster, or the timer's getting lower, I have to get more stuff done faster. You don't even have the opportunity to distract yourself because you set a limit for yourself. Parkinson's law is incredible. If I ever say, okay, I have 2 weeks to make a video for YouTube. I know, super unrelatable. But for on my main channel, obviously, this I'm completely unscripted. Then it will take me 2 weeks, maybe just a little bit longer to make that video. But if I say I'm gonna give myself 1 week and I'm gonna stick to that deadline, I'll get the same quality of work done in 1 week. So get that timer on the corner of the screen, and that way it'll make life a lot easier for you. So those 3 things, you break your work into chunks, you take breaks after, like ideally 2 breaks, 10 minutes each. And then you also set a timer, and then your phone is outside of your line of sight and you can't feel it on you. Those things will make you much more productive at your work. Do not half-ass this. It blows my mind that when I was younger, I would like sit at the library and just for 10 hours straight. Not you get food in between, but I'd think, oh, I'm so productive. I sat at the library for 10 hours. I must have gotten so much stuff done. But I didn't really get that much done. It was honestly those people I saw that just came in for 2 hours, focused, grinded, laughed, and had fun for the rest of the day. Those people are doing it right. Because if you stay focused, you can get so much. If you're just in a work flow, just a flow state of just getting stuff done, you don't even think of anything else in the world, you're going to be 10 times more productive than trying to just take a break. Cool, check that tweet. Okay, cool. Back to working. All right, just open up this browser, what's happening here, check my email, just focused work, have fun with your life. Best way to handle it. Hope that helped you out. I'll see you soon.